So welcome back to another video. This video is going to be about the whole Scotland kind of national team. I know I'm a bit a day late on this, but give me time. I've just got back on the YouTube grind. Ever since Gordon Strachan was sacked back in October after not managing to get us to another World Cup and another European competition, we've been through a kind of sticky patch in terms of just the whole national setup, and obviously we had Malky Mackay coming in on a temporary basis for that one game against Holland, which we played at Pittodrie, and he brought in a few different faces and stuff like that, more of what the fans kind of wanted to see from Strachan's era. But Malky Mackay was never going to be the right appointment, especially in the fans' eyes anyway. And of course, ever since then, there's been no kind of dialogue between the SFA and the fans, and just kind of keeping it regularly up to date and stuff like that. It just seems it's kind of like failure after failure. But there's just been no kind of transparency between the contact between the SFA, the fans, etc. Just we've lost Stuart Regan as the chief executive, obviously, and before that we went for Michael O'Neill. He turned us down. Not long after Stuart Regan left, we ended up getting turned down by Walter Smith, which means went to third choice, so we've ended up with Alex McLeish as the new boss.
Alan, can you talk us through the process of...
No, that's a pub later. We're coming back, I believe. That wasn't it.
Whether it's the right appointment, I'm really not sure. At the end of the day, I'm not a regular like supporter of Scotland, as in I don't go to every game or anything like that. I go to the odd sporadic game, but probably really go to the meaningful games at Hampden, the ones that were looking like we're going to qualify. I went to the 1-0 win over Slovakia at home, which was a great night, and then obviously we went out there and got beat, and I watched that game at home. But in recent years I've never really been to Hampden. I wouldn't really know the full kind of story behind the whole Strachan era, and obviously years before that as well. I just know the fact that we've not qualified for a tournament in 20 years now, and obviously we're not going to the World Cup this year. We've got the new UEFA Nations League coming in, and then we've got Euro 2020, which Alex McLeish will now be in charge for. In terms of Alex McLeish, I mean, he was obviously manager back in 2007 when we got that famous win in France with James McFadden's goal. He actually had quite a successful wee campaign there, overtook Walter Smith, I think, in the position at that time, and he took on a squad that was doing relatively well at the time, kept that run kind of going, but then ultimately failed again to take us to another tournament. He could easily continue on what Strachan left over. I mean, we were unbeaten at home for a year, I think it was, at Hampden, and I don't know, I just think there's a lot of negativity in Scottish football now, and I just feel like it's not been managed properly at all by the SFA. We've now not got a chief executive, but we've appointed a manager, where usually you would always have your chief executive being a key component in choosing your manager. But I just feel like we've just lost touch with it all, and it just kind of needs a big radical overhaul. And that's what all fans are crying out for, but I really don't think it's actually going to happen, just simply due to the fact that the SFA just don't seem that kind of character of people to just instantly make the change that's needed. It doesn't seem like it's that cut and dry with them that they know that changes are needing to be made. Maybe I'm just sitting talking at my arse here. As I said, I'm not a regular follower of the whole Scottish national setup. I want to see the country do well, of course I do, but it's just something that goes on in the background, and I watch the games when they're on. But it does seem a bit of a shambles in the current state. Even just going off a general fan's opinion that you read online and stuff that you hear from like journalists and people like Michael Stewart and Chris Boyd and stuff that talk about it on the TV and on Twitter and in the papers and that, it just doesn't seem a positive vibe at all. Nobody seems really that positive about the whole Scottish game and the setup in general. It's like at club level football, when you want to build a successful team like St Mirren at the top of the Championship now, they've got a brilliant setup at the top of the club, so it filters down. They've got a brilliant manager and the team's flourishing probably because of that, and the fact that they're good players as well. But I'm pleased that we didn't go for somebody like John Hughes, just simply due to the fact of his recent record. And obviously he came out with quotes recently where he was saying why he would be good for the job, And he made some good points. He made points saying like what he's achieved, what he's won, how many teams he's taken to Europe, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, they were on the past, and you get loads of managers like that. Every manager could name their good times. For example, even Alex McLeish could name his good times. He won the treble with Rangers, but he's also relegated teams and whatever. So I think they should be given the job on merit rather than based on their past history. And the whole way that the Scottish FA Twitter account has been billing this appointment as unfinished business, and that just basically says to me that it's all about the past achievements and the stuff that he wanted to do and he never got to do, rather than we've brought in a brilliant manager. I just feel like it's a bit of a dead appointment in my opinion, and not one that's going to get a load of bums on seats in Hampden, and that's pretty key in this time where Hampden is up in the air as to whether we can actually fill the stadium on a regular basis, whether we're going to continue the lease, whether we're not, I don't know. I just certainly don't think that Alex McLeish was the standout appointment in anyone's eyes really. Maybe Rangers fans will approve of the appointment because he's a Rangers man deep down, but I think the general consensus is that this is a bit of a letdown in an appointment, and Scotland are no worse off or better off than when they had Gordon Strachan. Some would argue that we're even worse off now. So that's my kind of opinions on the whole Alex McLeish as Scotland manager. I'm going to leave it up to you in a poll in the top right corner right now, and you can let me know kind of what you think about it. At the end of the day, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Obviously this has been my opinion. I kind of don't think it's the correct decision. I think we could have probably went for a more either outlandish name that's had more recent achievements and is doing well at the current time, instead of going for the kind of old head that's done it in the past but might not be able to do it now. So leave your thoughts in the poll in the top right corner that will have popped up by now, so just skip back about 20-30 seconds and you'll find that, and leave a comment if you've got any big opinions on it and want to let me know. I'll reply to all the comments because I'm not that big time yet to be able to no reply to comments. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be the thing I mentioned in my comeback video yesterday. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.